are grounds to suspect Meghan Markle was wearing a microphone at the service in St. Paul's Cathedral. Army veteran Trevor Coultham-C publicly states it as a fact, citing his undeniable network of contacts so it has foundation. The circumstantial evidence supports Mr. Coulth's assertion. It appears she had a microphone under the lapel of her coat with a wire going into her hat. She is seen fiddling with something under the same lapel on several occasions, exiting the car upon arrival and during the service. The discovery of a microphone explains the visible tension shown by the royal family upon leaving the cathedral. It looked as though they had just received bad news. Also the sudden and inexplicable change to Harry and Meghan's schedule, missing the post-service lunch, and their failure to attend the platinum party in the evening. It is telling that no reason was given as to why they unexpectedly dropped out of these two events, which they must surely have wanted to attend. The wearing of a covert recording device/microphone also explains Meghan's self-satisfied smirk in the church, knowing she was breaking the rules in front of millions. Remember, she was caught making secret recordings inside the palace when she first arrived, and remember they were asked to leave the UN building in NY for attempting to covertly record. It's their known modus operandi. Netflix have given the Markles anything between 50 and 100 million reasons to produce original material for a reality series, and Netflix have the technical expertise to both rig and operate state-of-the-art devices. Finally, the threat of covert recordings was one of the concerns raised when their Jubilee invitation was being considered, so preventative measures and detection equipment would have been deployed. Which is why Major Johnny Thompson Colorado of Balaclava Company, the Scots Guard, the Queen's bodyguards, and the Lord Chamberlain, head of palace security, were placed immediately behind the traitors. So if during the service the white noise of radio transmissions emanating from the congregation was picked up, the Queen's men would assume the wire protruding from Meghan's hat to her neck was part of a recording device. That incendiary information would be passed instantly to the very highest level of decision-making, whereupon the invitations to the family lunch and the party were immediately withdrawn. That decision and the reason for it would have been relayed back to the protection officers, who in turn immediately alerted the senior royals in the church about making unguarded remarks, or any conversation at all. The officers would explain to the senior royals why Harry and Meghan would not now be attending the post-service family lunch. In other news, speaking to US Weekly's host Christina Garibaldi, royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams discussed the Sussexes' flying visit to the UK. Mr. Fitzwilliams said, "The fact that they've released a photograph of Lilibet, Lili, is very charming. First one we've seen." He added, "The facts also are they did not and were never going to overshadow it, the Jubilee celebrations. There was so much written about them in the weeks which were leading up to it, but behind the scenes it was made absolutely certain that essentially they appear relatively fleetingly." Ms. Garibaldi replied, "That makes sense." Vanity Fair's Kate Nicholl said of the pair's early exit, "I honestly think it's because they knew that they wouldn't be in that front row." And why did they leave the royal family? They left because they weren't in the front row. I believe that's why they weren't at the other celebrations, as they did not have center stage seats. Meanwhile, historian Hugo Vickers added, "Harry has given up being captain of the Royal Marines, who were out in force. I think he must have gone home feeling very depressed for what he has given up." Royal biographer Duncan Larcombe added, "Those 4 days will haunt Prince Harry for the rest of his life." They were relegated to sitting behind the Duke of Gloucester, at the Thanksgiving service. They didn't take part in any way, shape or form visibly at the trooping of the colour. Harry will be fuming about the way he and his family were treated. If it was Prince William and the royal family who said, "You were not coming to the royal box," whilst other minor non-working royals were at those events.